early on to try to get a bit of a early game priority. Yeah, I think both teams may share a little bit of a similar playstyle later on, so expect a lot of clash all across the map, especially along the river.
You said it best. Hopefully, calculated clashes, calculated skirmishes. Malaysia opting to target onto Afan to take out most of the jungle heroes. It's still quite open. You got the Marcels, the Fovias, the Jusins. They're out for grabs. That a lot of teams like to prioritize.
A bit of a slow ban from both these two teams as of now. There's still the Phobias, there's still the Marcel, there's still also the Juicin, right? And don't forget, at the very least from Group A, we're back into your standard meta picks, right? That you usually see from other MPLs. Now, Eve ban right there. It feels like Malaysia is. Wait, is that Saint Lucas?
Where?
Coach.
That's not Saint Lucas.
Okay. Maybe. Okay. Okay.
Oh wait, no. From Malaysia. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Hello.
I thought it was like
Haven't
on the
seen you in a
screen.
while.
Yeah. Who shot at Saint Lucas? Was in MPL Singapore for quite a long time.
RSG, right? Wow.
Yeah. Before
Wow.
traveling out there.
I feel like we're revealing our age just saying that. But of course, back to the topic at hand. Give ban coming out from the side of Team Malaysia already. Indonesia, there's also the Marcel ban. I feel like right now Team Indonesia is like going in, trying to pick the poison. Ban away the Phobias. Now, we've seen Marcel first pick, we've seen Juice in first picks, right? Either or for the side Team Malaysia and Indonesia. Who are you afraid of? Who do you prefer between these two heroes?
100% Juicin. But then it's a tit for that, this for that kind of situation. And Marcel is picked up right here, then I don't think Juicin will be on the table because you can easily counter it with the Valentina pick as well. And these two counteract that efforts. But I don't think, a lot of these teams that we know and love don't really prioritize the Marcel as much anymore. The Juicin will be first pick right here. I do like this as the highest priority. It has shown a lot of prowess so far. And opening up that map, you have a little bit of escape mechanism. So yeah, it's a trade.
Fast picks coming up for the side in Indonesia already. They know what they want. They gun for the Marcel and also that Claude. Also, Claude being such a S tier pick in terms of the gold lane as well. Taking that away, that's nice and dandy. We also see the Harif that could potentially come into the pick from the side Team Malaysia to match the Claude. But Harif going into a Marcel is going to be awkward because, the Zaman Force can easily get denied. So I think, Indonesia, pretty wise choice coming from them, denying the Harif pick. But Malaysia will be able to get away with the Fredrin and also the Arlott pick.
I know that the Moskov definitely is one of those heroes that do well against a lane-to-lane matchup against a Claude and has equal or if not, dare I say, better lane opportunity in the late game. For Indonesia side, they're going to solidify that with the Boxia. I do like the front line that they're building for Team Indonesia. You have a lot of mobility, especially coming in from Marcel and Boxia alone, in order to direct the fights away from the gold lane, which is precisely what you want to do. So for Malaysia, though, they have a lot of limited EXP heroes. Typically, we only see the Paquitos, the Freyas, and the Fovias. The Arlott being picked up right here is pretty much like a Filipino twist. We saw Sanford picked it up just now. And if not that, then Yuzhong, which was a flavor in other regions as well.
Yeah, you're right. Like, Paquito was completely... Oh, sorry, Paquito already banned away by the side of Indonesia. So, yeah, you're right. I think Arlott is a good second tier. I don't say second tier, I would say a solid second choice as well, right? Because Arlott in this particular patch does a lot of damage. Not only just that, I always call that Arlott like a really... the power Arlott actually doesn't rely on his items, he actually relies on his final slash. The final slash pulls you all the way into... pulls you into an awkward position, like in terms of these... into a team fight that you don't want to handle. That's why you ban it away. Okay, Yuzhong, that's what you mentioned. We start to see a lot of Yuzhong, especially in Asian games so far, so qualifiers so far. So yeah, taking that away. Indonesia bans away the Grandeur, which is kind of interesting. Right? Grandeur, I would say, fell off in terms of priority quite a bit.
Maybe it's just the Malaysian flavor, and Indonesia has had a taste of that, and they don't really like your Padang, so to speak. Okay. I don't know what I'm saying right here, but yeah.
I don't understand you. I cannot cover for you for that one. But okay, so, Granger ban, Matilda ban coming in at the same time. So yeah, they want to make sure that they've got river control a lot better as compared to Malaysia. Team Indonesia, they've already got the solid river control with Marcel and also the Boxer as well.
I think CC would be a pretty viable option. It's been often used by teams to counteract the Fredrin and pesky assassins that come their way. If it gets banned out by Malaysia, then that opens the floodgates for maybe a Lapu pickup right here, which does pretty decently against this draft. So they do have options right here. More popular pick, more popular ban would be the Lapu, so you limit the XP lane fully.
Yep, I think Lapu is great.
Ooh,
There's also a Sora it's also a threat. Sora is solid mid-game onwards. Early game, yes, once he hit level 4, he's just a menace to your enemy, but yeah, I just don't want to deal with it. Don't forget the cloud form, especially, is just so annoying. Like, it just stun locks everybody. It's like a mini implosion as well. So yeah, so right now, if you're Team Indonesia, I feel like, yeah, you're right. Lapu looks good for them, especially you got that early game as well. You were able to deal with the Arlot as well. But no, instead, Indonesia goes for the Atlas.
So Indonesia is stacking out for a 5-man team fight composition. Has pretty strong front line and a little bit more backline support in the form of a Marcel or even a Baxia who's able to roll away towards that Claude. But Claude is also quite a high committal kind of marksman. If he times it right, Blazing Duet could wreak a lot of havoc. We've seen the Claude against the carry before Malaysia. For the side of Malaysia, this looks like a carry game. You're able to melt down the Marcel, the Baxia, and the Alice, who is known for their tankiness. Unless you want to, go for at least like the long lane plays with the Moscovs.
I feel like if you're Team Malaysia right now, carry works very well against Team Indonesia, right?
Yep,
they're going to snap pick that as well. And then after that, all they need is a solid roamer. I mean, Khalid is I would say, one of the best roamers right now in the current meta. You wave clear very quickly. You got Raging Sandstorm. You got a thick body at the same time. And all of a sudden, you just heal for carry, peel for juice in, and then you're solid. Arlot, I would say in terms of Team Malaysia, I think you expect this Arlot to go slightly more damage. I will expect, the likes of Hunter Strike as well. But now, if you're Team Indonesia, you're missing a mid laner. The Eve is already banned away. This, far as technically speaking, could also work. What do you think about Lilia can also work as well, but what do you think about Kimi? To shred.
Typically, the Kimi has been picked up to as sort of like a direct counter.
Just crazy idea number 3, by the way.
It does work, and they are going in. I see you jumping up and down the tables, man. I know you got that right, but hey, it's all down to execution at this point.
I agree.
To be honest, though, I think that for Team Indonesia, this looks like a very, very scary draft. You have quite a bit of tankiness. You're able to set up. You're able to have that fast rotations. Kimi Marcel clears the lane pretty decently fast and open up that map for Baxia to try to get that engaged. So it kind of is a fight fire with fire kind of situation in this matchup.
Yeah, I think right now, for the side of the Team Indonesia, right, I think there's a potential weird interaction that you will see. The Marcel with the golden hour. If the Claude decides to jump all the way in, he's going to get stung out. The question is, does the Blazing Duet get deactivated? I don't think so, right? You still continue on. It's basically like a free winter crown, right?
Unless you get knocked up. No, your stun also gets disrupted, yeah.
We shall see whether that is going to be an interesting interaction. We shall see as we load up into game number 1 between Team Malaysia and Team Indonesia, though. I am currently leaning over to, of course, Team Malaysia. The carry pick, definitely one of my favorite as well, especially in this particular patch. There's so much shred they can just easily shred through either the Alice and also the Baxia.
I like the fact that when starting off in the neutral creep camps, you're having that leash from both of your sides, and Frederick needs it a lot more than Baxia. Baxia being one of the fastest tank junglers around, creates that opportunity for you to clear it fast, rotate in, and get that early level 4, and then it looks like it's pathing towards that top side, opening up that space towards the turtle pit, which is precisely what Indonesia wants to do, draw the attention away from the gold lane right from the start.
Man, Marcel runs really fast in his patch as well. And not only just that, now it also applies a slow instead of a frozen moment for skill. So a bit of nerf, but at the very least, the golden hour is getting reward. Oh, lots of damage coming off and Delvin already onto Akif. Nazhan will not be able to catch anything for now, but still, hey, okay.
Yeah, the Khalid is one of those heroes that you want to be put him in a position where he's always engaging, always finding intelligence, and always giving vision to where everything is at. It provides that space for your gold lane to, hey, the Khalid has his eyes on Afan, and I don't need to push in too deep. We saw just now that the carry is pushing the lanes and having that strong lane advantage up against this Claude. Down immediately at the turret, though.
They can already burn for both these two mid laners as well. I keep taking a lot of punishment from the side of Delvin. Will be able to heal all the way back. Afan also. Totem Poseidon's already used. Right now, the bat right there, even before the turtle fight.
Risky play. We know that Akif was down low, doesn't have the flicker, but forcing out the flicker from Amar, that is crucial, especially for this first turtle fight that's popping up. Now, we're getting that recall. Afan needs to take some time to come down towards that turtle pit, but it should be an even game as 3-on-3 fight will ensue.
Yep. to the fight. Like what you mentioned, it's Nazhan controlling onto that Avant, looking for the crash. Here comes the ultimate from the Kimi Nazhan. Nazhan still securing the turtle as well. The praise is right. First give it a time. Akif. Avant will be able to take down Nazhan as well. As Delvin just free hitting from behind. Razif trying to make a play right here. Will not be able to fight Avant nor Shoyuki. And Razif just dives all the way. Final to Delvin. Delvin also burned the flicker. What a clash around the what a clash around the turtle.
It was extremely messy, but what transpired there was starting things off with the traction pulse. So Delvin actually pulled the trigger on the traction pulse to pull in Nazhan. Nazhan had that one frame of opportunity to take that turtle down with the retribution, which he did, but then they pushed in the fight a little bit too long. Razif came in a little bit later than I would expect, throws in the final slash, create that opportunity for Malaysia to just really gun it down. But I felt like this is like we expected, extremely brawly, extremely skirmishy. They want to cycle both their members, and precisely how Malaysia likes to play.
I think right now it's just most like, well, it's a stalemate, right? So far, 3 minutes in, you don't really see any of these two teams to have a bit of an advantage, right? I would say a lot more pressure on the, hold on a second, thing, right? Blazing Duet will be able to heal all the way up, back up. He's safe for now, but Alexander coming in with the golden moment will be able to start out. Akif, second skill to try to buy time, but not enough because Avant will be running him to the ground.
Alexander, good throw on the golden hour. I felt like Elton had that damage to take Dingarai down, but I think it's a little bit too early.
The photographer, man, in Team Indonesia upping the tempo as well. All of a sudden, Team Malaysia, they're playing from behind.
Not happy about that first turtle skirmish. They're going in aggressive, diving into that top side, which is what Malaysia wants to actively prevent. Razif down the bottom side, a little bit of a 1v1 action, but Malaysia needs to find a way to break past from this. They are down in terms of those kills, in terms of at least 1,000 gold economy, but they need to be able to play a little bit more passively. Don't try to force these team fights if they know that they can.
Amar, we'll be able to walk out of fun. Oh, I feel like we've seen this before. Django dives all the way into already committed. Blazing away, coming over Dingarai as well. Also jumping over the wall. El Tono right here, trying to spin for the win, but he's a little bit too late because the main fight is being controlled by Omar. But he's going down. Dingarai outputting the damage. It's not enough for the side of Team Malaysia. It's Indonesia just overwhelming a triple kill over the side of this card already.
Beautiful start to the fight with the TOR from Shoki. Able to lock down at least 3 members, and Lejean had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Afan took down that turtle. It bought a lot of space for him as well. So he came in, layered it out, took down that turtle, joined in that team fight, soaked up that damage for Delvin to come in with a traction pulse. So that was perfectly set up for Indonesia.
Yeah, Elton wasn't able to join the fight, right? It doesn't really have the mobility like what a Claude had. Blazing Duet, and after that, don't forget, with your Art of Thievery, you're just literally zapping around. Alexander is just holding out a fight earlier because of these. It's so annoying. Afan looking for a play right, hitting it right, picking up a mega kill already. Oh my goodness me, Churro.
A great pickoff onto Jusin. And Amar, they know that she doesn't have that ultimate. It's just up as of now. Shoki just forcing a little bit too deep.
That's how the TOR as well, but here he goes, locking down through 3 members as well. Afan also joining the fight as well. Razif unable to find an angle to try to enter the fight. Has to ditch. Malaysia losing 2 members as well. Not only just Akif, but Elton as well going down.
They're punishing Indonesia. They know that Malaysia is trying to force a team fight, force a sort of like a counterplay from them, but Indonesia is not taking it lightly. The final slash already utilized, but they're able to get out of there. Great play from Indonesia.
Yeah, the crack Indonesia cracks open mid already. Dingarai finds onto Akif. Akif all of a sudden, you know, you're as this Khalid. You have to be careful. Dingarai has picked up 4 kills already, and he hurts.
Taking a look at the map, it kind of seems like Malaysia is still in the farming phase. Akif just throwing his bodies right there, 1-4-1. We don't really see this as often. You just want to give a little more intelligence, give vision to where everyone is at that map before making a move, making a decision. Just with one turtle fight, Indonesia was able to turn things around from a 1,000 gold lead to a solid 6K in the 7th minute mark.
Yeah, it's a exponential increase when it comes to, well, not say market share, but in terms of gold lead, right? Indonesia capitalizing. I would say quite a few mistakes, right? Team Malaysia was constantly getting caught off guard by the side of Indonesia, right? Alton wasn't able to join the fight. Dingarai is already there, and you can see a few moments when Razif is forced to go the long way around because, you know, Akif and also Alton is already down. Okay, there's going to be a pickup kind of side of fun, but I feel like Team Malaysia needs to look a lot more because Dingarai is wrecking havoc all the way up top.
Yeah, you have the opportunity for the split push capability if you're a side of Indonesia. You already almost putting up that Holy Trinity. You're also buying a speed boot because of getting out that slow potential from Amar. So that was a good itemization adjustment coming in from that Claude. On carry side though, this is just not looking too good. If you're a marksman, you have 2 kills down. You should stay happily down in your lane, try to pick up that scrap, not try to fight any farm whatsoever. But this is not looking so well for Malaysia at this point.
I think, Elton definitely is gunning for that golden staff. That's definitely going to be one of the core biggest item, a power spike item for the side of a carry for now. But Xiaoyuki, I felt like this Alice has been left unchecked and was able to just, absorb so much of this gold and also be very tanky. Even though they drop a carry, I feel like it's not enough.
Oh, Alexander.
Gonna take photos as well. Nasan. Oh, here comes Delvin with the ultimate try to zone as well. Oh,
backline!
Coming out with Xiaoyuki. Also the raging Sanko comes out. Keep up to his death. Diggerai taking out Razin. Delvin also taking out Keep as well. And once again, Elton gets caught off guard. Flicker at the same time. Elton gets frozen, allowing Indonesia to reposition Diggerai. Once again, he is on a roll.
This Marcel is just so sneaky, so annoying. He's just running past you. He's going straight for the target. He found the main guy. He found Resif, and he knew that he wanted to disrupt that main team fight. Amar was right in the corner, and it's just, hey, you're just in there.
Oh,
Fire Slash already used up as well.
Okay, Akif is trying to go for it, but Diggerai so far ahead. Nobody from the side of Team Malaysia was able to support Akif.
Very, very greedy coming from Akif. 1-6-1 on this Khalid, and Indonesia is just pushing it through. Take a look at this one on the back line. Shauki with the TOR, just locking down 3 members and looking at how Marcel or Alexander actually plays this, his ultimate. He holds it on and he knows that he doesn't want to use it unless he wants to secure that kill. The golden hour is used to save Afan, but not only that, lock down Elton.
There's so many CCs, right, that Team Indonesia literally throwing at Team Malaysia. Team Malaysia is the one that constantly getting caught off guard. Not only just the fact that you also have TR to worry about, you also have the Delvin's ultimate that you have to worry about, the golden hour from an Alexander you have to worry about. There's so many things that Team Malaysia, I feel like they're getting pulled apart.
Speaking of which, it's all back to that defense. And at one point in time, I think that how you want to layer this in is Delvin goes in with a non-committal traction pulse. If you get one good, then the rest of Indonesia can just follow up. They're so far ahead, 12,000 gold lead. Lord marching down that top side. If Indonesia wants to commit into a base rush, wait for the Lord to charge in and then dive.
10 minutes in, we're already at 12k gold lead, and now with the Stallion pulse coming in, Armor goes into Crimson Beacon as well. Afan doesn't really care, he dives all the way back in. Speaking about diving, Xiaoyuki, TOR, and Diggerai unleashes the blazing duet. Here comes the golden hour as well, for good measure, getting stuck. Members of side Team Malaysia couldn't know it's Team Indonesia. Knocking their core, but a minute is coming in. Nobody from side Team Malaysia is dead to the best. Team Indonesia picks up game number 1.
What a beautiful finish to a game that had, again, a little bit of a blurry start for Team Indonesia. They were trading blows, they were going for brawls, they were going for fights, but then again, Indonesia held themselves back and said, hey, we don't need to take this fight. Malaysia's coming to us. We'll just counter re-engage every single time. And the way that Alexander played this Marcel was extremely beautiful. Using Golden Hour to set things up and using the traction pulse as a sort of like a teaser.
Like
if I
zone.
catch anyone, if I catch anyone, good, great. We'll get the team to follow up. If not, we'll just wait for Marcel to come in with a little bit of an extra oomph. Then again, Xiaoki with the Alice was just all the way on the back line. You're focusing your fire and your attention on that Lord fight. Then you oftentimes forget that at the backside, you got the Alice.
Jeros, have you tried catching small fish before at the at the drain? I'll come with the energy later. MVP given over the side thing right here. He's just so far ahead on this clock. It started from like what minute? I think the second minute onwards when when Dingarai was able to find double kills as well, and then after that he just explodes onto Team Malaysia. And of course, a lot of people are doing the scuba dance as well.
Strong lane dominance from Dingarai. From the start, carry does have a little bit more priority in terms of that laning potential. Claude suffered a little bit, but once things get rolling, once Indonesia found their groove, they're always finding that targets on that top side, opening up that space, opening up that time. And as a Claude, you have that BMI to bring you from place to place super effectively, that you're able to maximize your farm so far ahead. Ethan not having a good time, 0-4-4 on this, 0-4-0 on this carry itself. So at the end of the day, I felt like it was the best pick for Malaysia, but it just wasn't played to fullest potential. Akif was also throwing bodies. Amar was there there for backup. Keith was just trying to get any loose member, loose kills. Yes, there was some moments of brilliance, but then no follow-up, and he's just going in ham.